guys, welcome back to our channel. So I can finally talk about the new Mean Girls that's coming out this Friday. So make sure you wear pink this Friday. As you know, if you've been watching some of our previous YouTube videos, we did go to a special creator event at Paramount Studios right before the holidays where we were actually one of the first people to see the new Mean Girls movie. Now, I think it's really important to know, as somebody who was born in 94, the original Mean Girls that came out in 2004 was like iconic. It was one of the reasons I wanted to move here. It was just a film that, like, every time I'm feeling down, I turn it on. It makes me feel better. It reminds me of, like, I feel like the best times of your life, which is obviously when you're a kid. So that movie is forever going to be iconic. And I did have my, like, reservations when I heard that there was going to be a Mean Girls coming out in 2024. However, going into this, it's important to note that I have never seen the Broadway musical Mean Girls. And this film is not a remake of the original 2004 film, but it is bringing the musical, the Broadway musical, to the big screen. So obviously there's going to be music, even though it's called Mean Girls. In essence, it really is Mean Girls, the musical. Now, going into the screening, I obviously knew that Andre Rice was going to be playing Katie, which is Lindsay Lohan's character. Renee Rapp would be Regina George, and we would get a whole new set of characters. However, we do also get Tina Fey, who obviously wrote the book and produced and created all of this. She returns as Mrs. Meadows. She returns as Miss Norbury, and obviously we have Tim Meadows, who returns as Principal Duval. And this time around, their relationship has gone further than the last movie. So in a way, even though it's not a remake, I'm seeing it as like a continuation of the original film, because there's moments that seem like, you know, time has gone by, and obviously Miss Norbury and Principal Duval are like more together in this film than they were in the original. But at the same time, it's also giving, it's the same storyline, the same thing happens, the same character names. So it kind of, it kind of gets like confusing if you're not following on, but obviously it is the musical version. And I think having, you know, Miss Norbury and Principal Duval there kind of gave us that little, ooh, like that little nostalgic feeling of the original movie. So it was nice. So I feel like it's a little bit of new and a little bit of old. It's also more relevant to like today's generation. I'd say Gen Z and maybe later millennials like myself, because there is technology in there and they do communicate kind of how we would do. And there is the trends that we, you know, deal with right now with TikTok and social media. So that's more prevalent in the movie. There are a lot of musical numbers. The movie opens up with a musical number, but I think that's what makes it different to the 2004 movie. So if you're like a diehard fan of the 2004 movie and you don't want to go see it because you have some loyalty to that movie, go and see it, because this is also a great movie. I would completely use it as a standalone from the 2004 movie. It is a musical. The story is pretty much the same, but they did use twists and turns, change up little key fan moments that we love from the original and made it funny in today's way. There's like moments that you can look back and be like, the Damien of 2004 did this and the Damien of 2024 did this. And let me just tell you, Jacques Spivey, I hope I'm saying your name right, but he is such a funny and really good Damien. Like, I absolutely love his character, and I feel like he played homage to the original Damien from the 2004 movie in a great way, but made it his own, made it the musical version, and his character really kind of did it for me. I feel like if I was in school, like, that would be my friend. And then my thoughts on Renee Rapp as Regina George. Now, we all loved Rachel McAdams as Regina George, okay? For the time that it was like, I feel like every character they had, as the Plastics and Katie and Damien and Janice, it was like a perfect homage to the time. And I feel like the characters and the cast they have for today is also perfect in the way that they all like have their own different like ambitions, different personalities that they bring to the movie. So you don't feel like you're watching a repeat of the other movie. Now, there's some really cool musical numbers. There's some that you may know or may not know. As somebody who has not, like I said, seen the musical, a lot of things were new, but a lot of things, are giving memories back to like 2004. So I think it's really a good fun film to kind of relive that nostalgia, put some pink clothes on. I got a lot of cool merch from that event. I got lots of hoodies. I got lots of Mean Girls tumblers, cups that say "You Go Glen Coco." There's a lot of cool stuff. So I'm going to be watching it again on Friday just to kind of get in the mood, and I'm going to rewatch the original. But I think it's a really good feel-good movie that you want to go sing along. I think we should all show up to the theater, go with family, go with friends, go with the current generation, go with the past generation. It's something that everybody can enjoy. Now, I'm not the biggest musical fan. Like, the past few movies were not labeled as musicals. For example, Wonka, even The Color Purple, like, even though it's obviously a musical, it's not in the title. Sometimes they will put, for example, Mean Girls the musical in the title. That was not done with this. But I think the way the storyline, it seamlessly connects with the music, so it doesn't feel like you're listening to whatever 2 hours or 1 hour 45 minute of music. You are actually you have enough time to like grasp the storyline, and then when there's like a important learning moment for the character, or a moment of realization, or a moment where something is going to happen, there's like a musical number to like really get you in the mood. So I feel like it's also a good turn up movie. So if you want to go on an evening and have a few drinks, go to a dining theater, it's going to be really fun for that too. So I think it's going to appeal to a lot of different audiences. I'd probably rate the movie 8 out of 10. I feel like no movie is perfect, but as long as it entertains you, leaves you feeling the theater, still thinking about it, looking back, it's a successful movie. Now, here is a spoiler alert. So if you don't want to know and you want to watch the movie for yourself, please turn off right now, because I don't want to ruin it for you, but I am able to talk about this now. So obviously we're all watching the movie, we're in Paramount Studios, and we're all excited. There is a cameo from Megan Thee Stallion. As you know, her and Renee Rapp have a song that came out for this movie, and she appears in it a few times via, I think it's like their version of TikTok. So it's cool to see that. It's cool to see like relevant parts of like today appear in the movie. You kind of feel like you're living it in the moment. And then the most exciting part, and I won't tell you where or how or like what, but Lindsay Lohan, the original Katie, does make a cameo in this film. Now, you're probably gonna think like, oh, it's somebody's mom, or it's something like this or that, but I feel like the cameo and the character she plays is hilarious, and it's another moment where they actually make little connections to like the past movie, so you feel like you did, like the movie and the characters did move along with time, even though it's the same names and the same people. So her little appearance was definitely one to remember, but please go watch it, because I don't want to tell you any more about that part. And then I love Busy Phillips' a role as Regina's mom in this movie. She is hilarious. Although I loved Regina's original mom, Busy just does like, it's just so funny, like the comedy that they put this time around. It's not better, but it's just as funny, and it really does cheer you up. And I feel like in today's world, we really do need movies, film, content that makes us feel better. So if you're deciding to not go watch Mean Girls because you don't want to, ruin the original movie or whatever, go see this. It is based off the Broadway musical. They're not in any way trying to remake that loved movie that we had back in 2004. I know they've tried to do, there's random sequels and stuff have come out before them, but that had nothing to do with that movie. This is the musical version. It pays homage to the original movie, and it does a great job of showing the musical to a bigger screen. So if there's anything else you want to know about this film, please drop it in the comments. So this Friday, it's not Wednesday, but it's Friday, so we're gonna wear pink, no sweats. Let's go and hop into the theater and watch Mean Girls, and let me know what you think of the movie. Drop it in the comments and let's talk about this.